There is nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission. We will control the horizontal. We will control the vertical. We can change the focus to a soft blur or sharpen it to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to...
Check it out, yo! If any woman comes around trying to test me, if any woman comes around trying to test me, if any woman comes around trying to test me, if any woman comes around trying to test me.
And for anyone who said anything on fucking Wackbag or on fucking Facebook, fuck you! Fuck you! Wow, my face is kind of red now. Jesus fucking Christ. I had a little problem, Joe. I had a problem. Over the fucking... during the week. Somebody reported me. Look at that folding stock flash suppressor. Fuck you all. It's a shotgun at 12 gauge. Keeps me safe and my family. You know what? It doesn't matter. Because it's the pussification of America, Joe. It's the pussification of these great United States of ours. That's a fucking shithead. Long story short, I put a brand new photo on Facebook. It's a picture of me holding a gun. And I was reported for promoting photo that people around my side. I'm your pain when you can't feel that control. I'm your dream, mind astray. I'm your eyes while you're away. I'm your pain while you repay. You know what's that control. How's that? Can't really tell. I can't tell. Sad but true is loud. Hold on. There we go. That's better. All right, this is what happens when we go live and we don't have an engineer. I don't have a Ben Ratner to help me out. No big deal, though. No big deal.
Have a Willard.
So I go up on Wackbag and I changed my profile picture, which I've had the same profile pic forever. Stop. What was that? I've had the same profile picture forever, and I'm gonna get rid of that music. Goodbye, music. Goodbye. Right? Here we go. No more music. Boy, that intro shook me up. I changed my profile picture, and I ended up with a major complaint. People freaked out. Some asshole actually freaked out that I put a picture of myself holding a handgun and pointing it. And as soon as I find it, I'll get to it. Here we go. Where are we? Right here. There we go. Bring it up behind me. There it is. Okay, and the big picture. All right, there we go. It was a photograph of me holding my perfectly legal and licensed Walther PPKS. It's a 380. It's pretty damn good. It's a nice knockdown round, you know? It'll knock someone down. They creep into your house in the middle of the night. You don't really want them there. That's a good way to keep them out. And I ended up with someone on Facebook saying that this report is this photograph has been reported, and it looked like somebody reported it for depicting graphic violence. Wow, someone's a real douche, I said. This is graphic violence, a legal gun owner handling a pistol. It's what we've become, a society of I'm telling. Why is that happening? Turn this down. All right, there we go. That's better. It's these new earphones, I think. There we go. A society of I'm telling. And honestly, it's not going to end there, folks. If we don't nip it in the bud now, we're pretty much we're going to be fucked. We're going to be thoroughly screwed down the road. There won't be a thing we can post having to do with ourselves to express the things that we like and care about. And I know what it is. Hey, test 1 2. There's the problem. Off. You're off. How's that? Better? No more feedback. And it's going to turn into people being reported for everything, because now, I mean, everyone knows it. Big Brother is now Facebook, Twitter, any other social media that, where you get out to a bunch of people and someone's going to find something they don't like about what you're saying, and fuck you for it. Fuck you right in the shitter. It pissed me off thoroughly having to take this photo down. And the reason I put it up there is I was a very big fan of Sons of Anarchy. And as most people who have watched the show know, it's about guns, it's about motorcycles, it's about guys with bald heads and tattoos. So I kind of thought, to have a photo up there like that, in case I need to steer a casting agent, in case let's say I'm in the city, just hanging around, and the guy says, hey, do you have a headshot? Not on me, but hey, I got one right over here. I have one right over here. Watch. There, sir. There's my headshot. Right there. And it's a beautiful thing. You can actually, you can show people what you need to show them at the time you need to show it to them. And that's what I use social media for. It's for the advancement of my business, of promoting myself, promoting podcasts, promoting bands. So if I want to put a photo of me with a gun, hey, you know what? It's not like I'm fucking raping a goddamn baby. It's a pistol that's licensed. I have a license for it. I have a pistol license, so I should be allowed to show it wherever the hell I want. So that pissed me off a little bit. Got me thinking about my guns and the different types of guns that I have. Yeah, we got a phone call. What do you know? We don't even have the number up. Is this one important? Do I have to take it?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Who is it?
Hey, it's Franco.
Hey. Hey there. Are you the crazy guy from Wackbag that's supposed to be, you're supposed to be some kind of crazy. Why? What makes you crazy, sir?
Shit, you're breaking up. What'd you say?
What makes you so crazy?
and mafia and everybody else, cops, you name it.
Okay. Well, what is it that what is it that these guys from Wackbag are promoting you big time? They really
Yeah. They love busting balls. It's all good.
No, it is. I mean, I don't have a problem with people busting balls. It's fun. That makes life interesting. But why did they single you out for being a guy that a guy that needs to call the show? What was the point?
I don't know. They swear I lie about everything I say, which ain't true. I told some messed up lies. One in particular I'm not very proud of, but, it happened. So, I don't know. Seems like they most of them went from being friends to a lot of them enemies. I don't understand it, but it's all good.
Are you maybe an appointed leader, like someone that they decided wanted to represent them?
They just like busting my balls. They want me to eat it, and fail miserably, which ain't happening. I'm happy I've never been in my life,
How do they want you? Yeah, I mean, the point was they had us. What show?
That's on, right?
Yeah, you're on. You're up and running. Why? You can speak, man?
Hey, Franco, this is Joe Pietero. I'd like to thank you for calling the show. We've been trying to get you on for a while, and hey, you know what? It's all good. Now that you're on, let's do what we need to do. And you know what? I'm just curious though. I mean, I've had my issues with some of the Wackbag guys, and we've had a lot of fun with everybody on there. But they've told me that first of all, you're like a culinary expert. You're like a big, you cook really well. I mean, I don't know you. I don't really know much about you. I'm not gonna bullshit you and jerk your fucking, bird and say, hey, I know everything about Philly Franco. I've heard though that you're an excellent cook, that you're a ladies' man, but some of them have said that you lie sometimes. Can you want to elaborate on that? Because I've been, they've said I lied too. So I'm in the same boat as you are.
Yeah, well, I tell the truth 97% of the time. They get a kick out of that because they can't figure me out.
I see. I'm totally confused, Joe, because I didn't get a lot of detail on the reason that this gentleman was calling. I thought he was like a representative of the people on Wackbag, and that I was supposed to be in some kind of confrontation with him. It was supposed to be like a little bit of a confrontational phone call. Was that the point?
Well, no, not really confrontation. It was going to be more of, I just wanted to give Franco a place to, like a platform where he can maybe answer back to some of those guys. But I believe also there might be another Wackbagger on the line, a Silicone Soul. Are you there?
I'm here.
Ah.
Oh, she's got a nice voice.
Silicone?
Thank you.
Silicone Soul, right?
I was actually going to apologize for my voice because I'm kind of losing it, but thank you.
If you're a man, you can apologize. If you're not, it's okay.
You know what? I pay you for phone sex and to have fun with my friend Crippled Albino. We didn't get to you yet, pal.
Come on.
I might even come if you keep talking in that type of voice.
Jesus H. Christ. Joe, that's highly inappropriate.
Listen, I
don't want to upset Crippled Albino, so please don't.
Crippled Albino, my pal. You know what, I don't want to use your real name. I don't know if you didn't want me to, but I just figured I would take it, upon myself not to use your real name, or even your real first name for that matter.
Oh, is it like Mildred or something?
No. But I mean, I don't want
That'll kill a hard on right away.
Grace or something like that.
Good.
But Beatrice, that's another good one. That always made my fucking pre-com just leak out of my fucking Levi's. But some of those guys on Wackbag, I mean, I like this. Ball breaking's great all around, but some of these guys, and it's Crippled Albino is the first one. They make The View seem like the 1967 Green Bay Packers. I mean, it's like. But I digress. Let's get back to Franco. We got plenty of time for Crippled fucking Albino there. So Silicon. So what is it with Franco? I know you guys have really been telling me you got to get Franco on the show, and we're trying to get him down live in the studio, which is still on the table. What is the deal with Franco? I mean, why is this guy the superstar of Wackbag?
Oh, he's not really a superstar. He's more the retarded kid we like to kick around from time to time.
That's not nice.
Well, he kind of deserves it. He doesn't do himself any favors by lying 97% of the time, or threatening to kill people when.
What
they
are the lies?
confess
What are
his lies.
what are the lies that he tells? What's the subject matter of the lies that he tells?
Well, the first one that I saw was him lying about his name, trying to make it sound Italian because he was threatening to kill somebody. Then he lied about being in the military and never was.
That happened to a Toronto
Another
Blue
good
Jays
one.
manager.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm making a reference to that happened to somebody in the Major League Baseball.
So who busted him?
Well,
And by the way,
wait. Let's not take it gospel though, Franco. You're gonna have a chance to rebut on this. This isn't a gangbang here, bro.
rebut.
Frank, you're there still, right? I got you on the line. I can see you on the screen.
He's still there.
Franco, what's the story with the mafia thing, with the guinea thing? Because the only way you're gonna ever make somebody think you're a guinea is if you got a fucking schnoz like I do. I don't know. I've seen pictures of you, but I didn't really measure the nose. You know what I'm saying? So what is the guinea thing with?
Oh, I got that.
You got that. All right.
I
So you're
definitely got
halfway
that.
there. Now, as long as you scratch your balls a lot, then you might be able to pull it off. But why did you use the Italian thing as a thing like maybe to get them to be a little more, ooh, watch out for this guy kind of attitude?
Some people like to take things a little too far, so I answer it back. I have no fear. I regret things I said and did, and I apologize. That's all good. I love getting kicked around. I enjoy it. I love Wackbag and the O&A show and everything else.
What about the
So why
military?
did you lie about being in the military?
Somebody crossed the line and attacked personal people that hurt me pretty bad, so I kind of fired back to try to garner sympathy, which was the wrong thing to do, and I was totally wrong, so I apologize.
I lied about being in the military once too, Franco. I was trying to fuck this broad I was fucking hooking up with in a club, and I told her that I was in the Gulf War and I just got back. This was I guess 91. Anything to get that fucking piece of vagina in my mouth.
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep interrupting you.
No, that's okay. Ladies don't interrupt. They're allowed to. I feel a little bit of connection with
He didn't simply lie
Franco.
about being in the military. When he didn't like what somebody said to him, he really threw down the sympathy, fighting for our freedom to say such things to a disabled veteran card, which he didn't even hold because he was never a veteran.
Oh, did he actually say that he was disabled in the war? Did he say that he got injured?
He said he was a disabled veteran, yes.
Did he show you his Purple Heart?
No, he backpedaled on that one pretty quick because there are veterans on the side who got pissed immediately.
Yeah, they started asking questions he couldn't answer, right?
Exactly.
I love doing that
And
actually
he
with.
had already been exposed.
I love doing that with. I love doing that with vets. Come on in, honey. Come on in.
Oh.
No, I'm talking to my. I'm
another
talking to my
one
girl.
That
She's just.
he still blames me for it even today.
Wow.
Is he has a friend
Thanks, man.
who is in a diabetic coma, who is in a nursing home for his uncontrolled diabetes, who he was sneaking hoagies and cheeseburgers, pizza and candy, all the stuff a diabetic person should eat. And he said that it was cleared by his doctors to have a cheat day. So...
And it was.
So...
We can verify
really?
that if you want. Yeah.
I did, because remember how I called the nursing home and told the
Did you know how
supervisor
he
that
skipped
you were
meals so he
sneaking...
could have a pizza? Would you be in a
No,
nursing
he
home
didn't say that.
Excuse me, Joe.
You skip meals to get a pizza.
If we don't have
I'm
like
talking.
at least 50 followers in 10 minutes,
Remember how
I'm moving
the
on.
supervisor
I
banned you from bringing stuff in because you were sneaking in food?
I can put it up.
And
I
you
can put it up.
you sent me a private message threatening me, telling me how I made you cry real tears because now you can't go see him.
Sure.
All right.
Is that why he's healthy now and he's in an apartment doing well and I still snuck him food after you did that? Yeah, you're pretty wise.
Really? Then why was he in a
Yeah, I have
wheelchair at the
connections. I can
funeral
get
you
anything
went
done
to?
I want, sweetheart.
All right.
I have
please,
connections.
get it
I
done.
anything
Get it
I
done.
want
Send
done.
somebody.
And I'm not
Franco.
talking about mafia. I'm just saying I have connections, dear. I can get
Franco.
things done, trust me. Know a lot of people in a lot of places. Law
Franco
enforcement,
American.
military, you name it, dear.
All right,
Not
you know
afraid of
what?
nobody. And I'm a kind-hearted person, and I apologize to you for anything I said to you, and you sound wonderful, by the way.
All right. You know what?
Yeah,
You know what?
probably
Whatever.
not the best time for a compliment.
You guys had a disagreement
Well,
on
I'll
a
speak the
message
truth. You
board.
sound wonderful.
All right. You know what?
Okay, you sorry?
You guys had a disagreement on the
I
message
speak the
board.
truth.
I've had
Hashtag I
about
speak the truth.
15 of them the last, like, 10
real
days.
tears.
Hashtag I speak the truth.
All right, you know what? I'm going to... I had to mute the guys, the callers, Franco and Silicon. Basically, what we're going to do is get them back on, and let's just try to fucking wrap this up, because it's not doing what I was hoping it was going to do.
Got a bad signal here.
All right, guys, callers, Silicon and Philly Franco, can I have your attention, please?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Basically, let's sum it up. You guys had a disagreement on a fucking message board, which happens all the time. It's not the end of the world. Looks like Franco is saying, all right, fuck it. You know, I said some things that weren't the truth, and he apologized for it. And to me, it's we're beating a fucking dead horse. I don't think it's really getting us anywhere. And even the guys on chat, even you know, like the other Wackbag guys, are not really. It's like, okay, whatever. Let's move on. So, how do we wrap this up and make it all nice and good?
Well, the thing is, he won't move on because he's still mad at me about that today. In his thread today, he brought that up.
Okay. All right. You know what? I don't think it's the end of the world. You know what, Franco?
I don't either. I think he's
I
hilarious.
don't know either one of you guys, but you
Fact
know
is,
what?
I played blackjack with Anthony Coomey at the Borgata, and he bought me a beer. So, you know, he can say I didn't or whatever. It don't prove it didn't happen. Trust me, I was in
Anthony
Jimmy Norton's
said
hotel room. I was in Jimmy Norton's hotel room. I met every one of them guys. I love them all.
Right,
They all
it
think I'm
doesn't-
nuts, but they love me.
It doesn't matter. All right, guys, we're going to move on. I appreciate you guys calling. It was fun. I like Franco, and I like Silicon Soul. I like them all. And guess I even like you, Crippled Albino. And we're going to talk about you in a second. I have to fill Brother Joe in on what happened in our Wackbag. Week of Wackbagness. But
I don't like any of them.
Guys, I want to thank you so much. Philly
I
Franco,
love
the offer
those.
still stands. We'll get you in here. I want you to bring 2 cans of corn with you, though. I hear that you're a fucking corn guy. I want you to bring corn in. All right?
There's also hot dogs 3 ways.
Say
You
again?
call me Frankie Two Corns. I can do that.
You're talking about 3 ways. That's all I heard. What was that last part, Silicon?
Yeah, hot dog 3 ways, yeah.
Oh, hot dog 3 ways. Oh, well, I got to
Yeah.
have a fucking few buns. Fuck the hot dogs, though. All right, guys, listen, thanks for calling, and keep tuning in. We want more fans like you guys. Trust me.
Yes, we do.
We do. All right, have a good night, guys. That was Philip Franco, and that was Silicon Sol from Wackbag. Now, quickly, Joe, I don't want to go too much. I know we have other things planned tonight, but I just want to give you a quick recap on what happened on Wackbag. One of the Wackbaggers, Mr. Crippled Albino, took, I don't know, not offense, but he did not like our talking about old fucking stories, pussy and coming and all of that type of stuff. When we were
Right.
joking around talking about the band thing with the girl at the blow, and I had the, Camaros aren't conducive for threesomes, and aren't you a little too old for be doing that? And he called it weird. So I was fucking with him. We were going back and forth, and he was pressing my buttons, I was pressing his, but basically he was saying that. I'm gonna just ask you: have you ever banged an uncomfortable amount of women from a specific place where you picked them up at, either I'll be at a message board or a fucking bar or something? An uncomfortable amount of women.
Nah, unless they get close, unless they're close.
No, let's just say hitting.
Nah, I was never one to go to a particular watering hole and and jump on the fucking wildebeest like a starving fucking cheetah.
Yeah, but is that like saying I caught an uncomfortable amount of fucking bluefish when I was on a bluefish boat?
Right. No, I get it.
Animals are uncomfortable. So Crippled Albino, my good friend pal, he told me that because I accused him of being maybe a prude or a one-woman man and high school sweetheart and things like that. I didn't even call him a faggot. I don't think so.
Look what somebody put up on the fucking Jesus Christ. I'm sorry for interrupting you, but they got a couple of gay black guys blowing Paul.
Oh, that's
no
great.
filter Paul popped it up. He knew it would come up and I wouldn't notice it for a while because I'm engrossed in conversation. There you go, Paul. How's that? This from Paul Field, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Field. Paul Field posted that. No filter Paul from the Opie and Anthony radio show. And now I'm going to have to download that and jerk to it later. Holy shit.
thugorgy.com.
Oh, that's enough. Okay, I got out of there.
Yeah.
I did a full screen for a little while. Then
Two more seconds. Hold on, Joe. Don't go. All right, quickly. I don't want to waste all night on this fucking nonsense. But basically, crippled albino. He was basically telling me you're wrong. You don't know how to read anybody, and he always accused me of reading into his things or not understanding sarcasm and going back. Don't you know that? I said, just come right out and say it. Say it. Stop fucking beating around the bush and jerking everybody off. It's, just fucking talk like a fucking man. Don't play around with this, word association bullshit. So he then told me, you read me totally wrong. I'm not a one-woman man. I drop plenty of loads in my girl now, but I've banged an uncomfortable amount of women from this board alone. So he's saying that on Wackbag, I guess over the years, he's hooked up with an uncomfortable amount of women. I just found that to be kind of fucking funny.
An uncomfortable amount of women? I don't know.
I told him that I would look him in the eye and talk to him about it, which I did while we were on the phone with Franco and Silicon. But to me, I can't even comprehend what an uncomfortable amount of women might be. And he said it's weird to talk about things that you dropped loads about. And I said, well, Anthony's talking about wiping girls cum off with a towel, which he did yesterday with Stutter and John, off of their belly buttons, and he was saying like he did not make the correlation. I'm like, well, cum is cum, right? If me and Joe are talking about it, or Anthony's talking, or Opie and Jimmy are talking about it, it's still the same fucking thing.
I'd say an uncomfortable amount of women is none. That's an uncomfortable amount of women.
That's a perfect answer.
That's an uncomfortable amount of women.
Yes.
All right, let's move on because that kind of sucked. I'm getting bored actually. I'm getting bored.
And Wackbags, they told me finally used to have an interesting show. Like Crippled Albino goes, I'm gonna give you one shot to watch the show. Like I give a fuck what you think of this show or if you watch this show after
Nobody cares.
I don't give a fuck. I put your Philly Franco on. He was a fucking dud.
He was kind of dull, man.
And
I
didn't know about him. I had somebody that knows everything about him call.
I was expecting a confrontation. I had no idea that they wanted to put him on as as their whipping boy. Well, I had no idea that I thought the premise behind him calling was to give me what for? I mean, to give me hell. I thought that was the whole idea. I thought this guy was some kind of fucking.
They want that.
Was some kind of blade. I thought he was like the shiv that was supposed to take out the Joe Cumia show. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I didn't get it from the minute I heard his voice.
Okay, well that's on me. I should have. But this is all last minute. This was at the last minute.
It's all good. I mean,
Come here, straight here. So a lot of nonsense of doing it, but. Fletch, I hope I was nice to your girl. Because Silicon Girl, Fletcher told me I'm allowed to have her number, but I have to fucking be nice to her. So, Fletch, I did use a few cuss words, and I'm sorry, Crippled Albino. Hope I didn't fucking, offend you too much. But cum is cum, so.
Cum is cum. Okay. At that, let's move on. I've been actually I've been texted and messaged probably 5 or 6 times today regarding a show that Opie did. Was it? It was this morning's show, right?
Yes.
I believe Stuttering John was on back to back. He was on my brother's show yesterday and afternoon, and this morning he went on Opie's show. So I guess. There were some questions asked and some statements made and things that people really had no idea about for the 20 years that my brother and Opie did a show together until, well, they've already pretty much divulged their feelings on the air on their own shows. So I might as well throw in my fucking 2 cents, which according to some isn't worth any sense. Makes no sense, but I'm going to do it anyway. Anthony and Opie were absolutely polar opposites. That's the only way I can describe them. Opie's very much into, since I've known him, about having a family, having kids, being, I don't know how, I don't want to call it an upstanding citizen because my brother is. And my brother's an upstanding citizen, but he wanted to be a family guy. He wanted to be, respected within the community, not looked at as an outlaw or someone who doesn't live the life that normal people do, which is the life my brother lives. He chose to be that way. So the mere virtue of them staying together for 20 years, actually, to an extent, got them at each other's throats. I really don't know that much, from Opie's end of it, but I know that while my brother would have kept that job forever, he wasn't Opie's best friend. They made it sound like that on the radio. That's what made the radio show so fucking good. They made themselves, sound like pals on the air, which on the air they were. I mean, they were friends. They weren't, they weren't best of friends. They didn't go out and meet each other after work and, go on vacation together. But while they were on the show, they put up with each other's shit. I mean, they each come with their own set of baggage. They're a couple of fucking radio stars, and they'd been for a long time. So for me to say that I wasn't surprised that they were together for 20 years, I'd be lying. I definitely think I thought it was something that would implode long before then. After all, bands do. God, I fucking know that. You get a couple of strong personalities in a band, and it's going to blow up.
We shan't play together again.
We shan't play together. Yeah, exactly. This is the last time I'm tuning. The last time. It's but it is, like I was saying, it was a progression. Now, you want to take it right to the end and come up with my brother's, some points that my brother made. I was kind of curious too as to how hard Ope pushed to to get Anth back on the show. I really don't believe that there was any. I believe there was discussion, there was conversation about it, but I know for a fact there wasn't any ultimatums given. You fucking put him back on the show, or we're done, or we go look elsewhere for employment. I know that didn't happen. Mainly because I think Opie was probably about as happy with Anthony as Anthony was with Ope toward the end. You want to talk honestly about it. Neither one of them were they loved their jobs. I mean, Opie used to piss and moan about about having not having things around the studio, this, that, and the other thing. But in the end, they were fucking making millions doing radio together. So it's kind of stupid to end it. End something that's that lucrative over ridiculous reason, for ridiculous reasons. I don't like the way you eat your eggs in the morning, or you stayed out and drank too much last night, and now you're snoozing on the air. It's like, no. There were reasons for each of them to get a little pissed at the other, but I don't believe it ever got to the point where where they said they wanted to call it quits, because they knew it was good for both of their careers, to stay together. That being said, I heard from a few people, and it's the usual people that are in the Anthony Cumia camp. That Opie was a cunt this morning on the air. Blah blah blah. I didn't hear the show, so I really can't comment on it. I didn't hear much of it. You have anything to add, Joe? Did you hear anything that may have been?
I heard part of it. I think saying he was a cunt, that's fucking totally out of line. I disagree with that one totally. I did hear part of it. I was going to listen to the whole thing. Unfortunately, I had to take care of some other business with Wackbag today. Which, so the part that I heard, it just sounded like, Opie was just kind of just, he was giving the answer to Stuttering John. And he did say a few things that, I don't know, I was a little surprised to hear. Like, I've covered for Anthony a bunch of times in the past. And Anthony addressed this at the opening of his show this afternoon, too. So, that was the part that kind of really, maybe raised my eyebrows a little hearing, is him saying that, like, I've had to deal with this before. Where, to me, they were a team. They had to deal with shit before when they got in trouble with Homeless Charlie and all of that. And I don't think Opie ever went in the hallway and spoke to one of the fucking the radio wizard, one of those guys. Oh no, Anthony's cool. Don't worry, I'll handle it. I never got that impression being a fan, and I don't know if you got that impression knowing both of them personally. To me, they were a package deal. There was no talking about one without talking about both.
Right.
It was the whole show, conclusive as the whole show, as if they were going to get their balls broken by these jerk-offs with management at Sirius. So that part I thought was a little, little surprising to hear from Opie, but it wasn't as bad as some of the people made it sound to be, I don't think. Yeah,
I think it's starting to get to the point now that they've been out of it for so long. They've been, they haven't been Opie and Anthony for a while now. So I think the initial shock of them splitting has finally sunk in, to everyone involved, all the fans, and now I can equate it to the kids that have freshly divorced parents, and both parents are like, when it first happens, they handle the kids with kid gloves, we're not together anymore, but we both love you, and we'll always be there for you, if you want either one of us, you can come to us. I think now it's getting to the point where the parents are starting to divulge a little bit of information about one another, He fucked his secretary for years. Your father fucked his secretary or your mother, or your mother, listen, son, your mother was a cunt. And these are the things that we're dealing with now. We're seeing a little bit more come out, and I'm sure as time goes on, a little more is going to come out, a little more, until they write their fucking books, which is what I'm looking forward to. I mean, I know it'll happen eventually. It was a 20-year run, a 20-year-long show. So eventually, they're each going to take their version of the Opie and Anthony show from its inception and write about it. And I'd be the first one in line to buy the book.
Can I write the book?
That would.
I want to be the ghostwriter.
You might be. You might just maybe a candidate to be a ghostwriter and
nominate myself.
There you go. Hey, you know what? You know enough people on the inside now that you might be able to just bring that subject up at the next fucking Super Bowl party or something.
I gotta wait for the Super Bowl?
Nah, probably not. You keep producing this show, and you never know. You might not be welcome back next week. A possibility.
That's true.
And remember, Anthony has a Barrett that takes one of these. It's a 50 caliber bullet, folks. Yeah, we're going to get into the guns a little bit later. Let's move on from wherever the fuck we were. And yes, Stutterin' John was a great guest on Anthony's show. I'm sure he did just as well on Opie's show. I always liked the guy because he had Josie Sang. That band was really good. I'd seen them a bunch of times when Anthony and I had Rot Gut, and we were playing like the same venues, but he had Howard to plug his shows. Yeah. So he would always have a ton of people down there, and I'd love to jam with John sometime. That'd be fun. It'd be a fun thing. So if you ever see this little program, I'd love to jam with you there, Melendez. You'd be a pisser. I think we'd have a good time. All right. The Zombie Research Society. We have to take this like a step at a time. I started watching Sci-Fi and the Sci-Fi Channel, and they have pretty much just doused themselves with zombieism. The show that they came out with, it was a sci-fi production called Z Nation, a cheap ripoff of Walking Dead. And I actually tweeted about it. I was saying I equate Z Nation because I started watching it from episode 1. It's on Netflix. And I said, the difference between watching Z Nation and Walking Dead is Walking Dead, you're going out and going to some expensive restaurant with a fucking debutante. And Z Nation, you choke down a cheeseburger and fuck a whore in the back seat of a fucking 66 Rambler. That's the difference between the two. Z Nation is just a cheap fuck, but somehow more fun, a little more exciting. I can't describe it, but I think it's the difference between War and Peace and Mad Magazine.
It's not Sharknado.
It is not Sharknado,
Supposed to be
but they
serious.
did have a very interesting. They had a very interesting episode the other day where there was a tornado, and the zombies all got picked up in the tornado.
Zombie NATO.
It was zombie NATO, and they started getting fucking thrown out all over the place. And of course, you know, as long as their head's still attached and their brain's not damaged, they live. So they were getting like spit out of this fucking tornado and running after people. Then there was an episode called what the hell was it? Zombie Tsunami, where they all got sucked. Dude, it's so fucking ridiculous. It's hysterical. Z Nation is probably one of my newest favorite shows. Just when I thought it couldn't get any better, having to do with zombies, like, you know, I've been a long time Walking Dead fan. I've watched the show for a long time since season 1, and just when I think it couldn't get any better, there's another show on Sci-Fi. It's called Zombie Town, Zombie Town, something like that. Town of Zombies. Anyway, it's about Jasper, Alabama, and there's a group of people down there that are filming a zombie movie. They're all fucking white trash. It's kind of funny because they're all white trash, and basically it comes out. Yeah, I got it. Basically, it comes down to a movie being filmed for the past 6 fucking years. They've been filming this thing for 6 years.
6 fucking years.
Yeah. You're live on the air with I don't even know the name of my own fucking show with with Guilty by Association. Hi, how's it going? Are you doing Mars Attacks, sir? That's Mars Attacks.
I've never seen it.
It's Mars Attacks. You've never seen the movie?
Nah.
I can bring it up real quick. But basically, this Zombie Nation was a. He's going to keep on going. Oh, Jesus.
Talk to me, you silly little freak.
You're a goose.
He's out.
All right. That's the beauty of this thing now.
I love it.
We have a new phone system.
We have a brand new fucking phone system.
So.
I hope the Wackbag pals there, Silicon, I was a nice gentleman to you. At least put down, they got a phone system when you hear you've called the Joe Cumbia Show, Guilty by Association. Please hold on, and you hear the show. We're trying, guys, and we're getting there. Slowly but fucking surely, we're getting there. If you guys like it or not.
We have no budget.
Much
We don't have a budget.
in.
We just do what we can when we can.
And we
And we
picked
get-
up a new sponsor today, starting next week.
Yes, big announcement.
Big announcement.
No more big announcements.
Yeah, no more big announcements. Starting next week, we have another new sponsor.
That's
so,
awesome.
Yeah, so I don't know. I gauge success differently than crippled albino, but whatever. That's another thing.
Nah, well, everybody gauges success differently. Some people think if they wake up in the morning, it's a success. Fucking, they're successful.
I wake up with
Fucking
a heart on every morning.
105-year-old, if they fucking move, if they get out of bed in the morning, they're successful.
Yeah.
So, success is subjective. We have a
A live read?
not yet.
Okay.
No, not yet. I wasn't quite done with this zombie town,
Oh, sorry.
city of zombies,
I
city of
checked
blinding
out-
zombies.
I checked out of Zombies after Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, did you?
That was it.
Dawn of the Dead was.
Night
You
of
see,
the Living Dead was fucking awesome. Dawn of the Dead was
well,
fucking
that's
fun
that's
and
what I was
cool,
going to get around to.
and I
It
was done after
started.
that.
It started, back when I was.
68?
Yeah, I was in my
Yeah.
teens, and Night of the Living Dead went to see at Comac Movie Theater, midnight show. It was bring your girlfriend, scare the shit out of her, get a fucking handy in the back.
Nice.
That's what it was, and the movie itself was great. George A. Romero was groundbreaking with that shit. Yeah. It was a gore fest, probably the bloodiest, goriest movie up to that point.
They were eating intestines.
Exactly. That was, and they were pig entrails that they were using. They were using animal entrails for that shit. It wasn't even like they were fucking around with yarn, and now they use yarn and all kinds of crap.
And that was the scene that they used to cut out on television. They showed on Channel 11.
The intestines being eaten. I remember that. The old lady in the fucking nightie. I remember that. She bent down and grabbed the intestines.
There was even a naked zombie in Night of the Living Dead.
There was.
The uncut version of it.
She had a nice ass, too. I remember. Nice ass, nice tits. I remember. That was the one that I used to keep on rewinding. You
got to go down in the cellar. It's the safest place.
Yeah. Well, this Z Nation is about these Hicks. It was a funny one I saw today. They blew up a boat. They had to blow up a boat, and they misfired the thing. It like blew up. Now, the only thing about this that makes me wonder about whether or not about the authenticity of sci-fi show that is a reality show is Sci-Fi's movie crew. Here's how it worked. They sent in to Sci-Fi to have this movie aired that they're making. This 6-year running project that this woman and a guy who's some kind of self-proclaimed director have been filming for 6 years. And Sci-Fi said, yes, we'll air it for you if you finish it, but you got to let us film you filming it. So it's basically the foibles and the all the problems that they have on their way. Filming this stupid thing, and some of it was pretty damn funny, but a lot of it, like I said, was you question it. Are they really going to let them blow up a fucking boat with dynamite? They brought this crazy kid in who was like a character in himself on this reality show. You're like, I can't wait to blow something up. He was like, a hick.
You can tell where it's a little...
Yeah, so that's, lizard lick towing it turned into, basically, But I kind of like that one. And any of the movies, like the Night of the Living Dead follow-ups, I thought were great. I thought Dawn of the Dead was really good.
Dawn of the Dead was good. Flyboy.
Yeah. And I like the one with, at the end, it was John Leguizamo. What the hell was that when John Leguizamo was in? John Leguizamo?
Yeah, I know. It was like a goofy one, though.
And he turned into a zombie.
Wasn't that like a goof one almost?
It was almost funny.
It was like a Shaun of the Dead, but an American version.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. That was different though. It was entertaining.
And comedy kind of. Anyway, I'm kind of into the zombie thing. Well, thinking about the zombies, it kind of brought me back to this character that scared the piss out of my brother. It was actually a book when we were in grade school. And sometimes I think that the damage that I did to my brother Anthony put him in the position he's in today.
Was there a theme song, The House Next Door to Me?
It was. It was a book. It was a book called Strewelpeter. It's an old German book that I found in the library at Cuba Hill Elementary School. I was in like maybe 4th grade, 3rd grade. I think my brother was in 2nd, so he had to be at like 6 or 7 years old. And I found this book called Strewelpeter. Now, I got to show you some of this, Joe, because I think you're really gonna. I think you're gonna enjoy this.
Oh, Land of the Dead. Han Panzer is chatting on us. Was it Land of the Dead? That goofy movie.
Land of the Dead. I think it was. Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Thank you, Han Panzer.
Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead.
Yeah, Day of the Dead was like the 3rd one.
Yeah, it was. I do. So this book, Strewelpeter, was a it was here in this bookmark. It's a book that was written in Germany some years ago about a kid who never brushed his hair, never got it cut, and never cut his nails. And it's called Strewelpeter, which is messy, dirty Peter, or unclean Peter. So I'm going to bring it up on the big screen here. So Strewelpeter, merry stories and funny pictures. This guy wrote for his kids. Heinrich Hoffman. Heinrich Hoffman. And this was written long before the Nazis. This was written back in 1847. Okay, so what's that?
Translation: Ghosts in the Oven.
No, but believe me, there is no taboo. There is no taboo untouched in this fucking book. Okay, here you go. Here is Strewelpeter. This is the dirty little boy that Anthony, I think to this day, seriously, I think he's still damaged. This was the only time my mother actually took the initiative to write a note and send it into school. She was busy raising 3 kids with a fucking alcoholic husband that was never home. So
and cleaning spaghetti
off the walls. Basically, she had a lot to do, and she couldn't be bothered with anything having to do with us other than, are they fed? Are they in school? Are they asleep? That was basically it. But this was something that freaked her the fuck out. I took the book home, and she said, "Where did you get this? Where did you get this effing book? That's exactly what she said, what Rose said. So I told her the library, and it really scared the shit out of Anthony. I didn't say, I said, it's really scared Anthony. So, well, it should. Look at this thing. Well, this book is about, okay, let's see. Merry Stories and Funny Pictures. Shock-Headed Peter, which is the kid I just showed you. Cruel Frederick, this dreadful story of Harriet and the matches. That's some girl that sets herself on fire. And then there's the story of the Inky Boys. All right? Now, this was done...
That's where it started. The Inky Boys with Anthony.
There it is. It's right there. It's right there. It's not his fault, folks. It's right here, okay? The story of the Inky Boys. I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it like every good parent back in 1847 Germany read to their kids. As he had often done before, the woolly-headed blackamoor. The blackamoor.
The Moors.
You know the Moors. One nice fine summer's day went out to see the shops and walk about. And as he found it hot, poor fellow, he took with him his green umbrella. Fellow umbrella? All right, it works. Then Edward, little noisy wag, ran out and laughed and waved his flag. And William came in jacket trim and brought his wooden hoop with him. And Arthur, too, snatched up his toys and joined the other naughty boys. Naughty boys. So one and all set up a roar and laughed and hooted more and more and kept on singing, only think, oh, Blackie, you're as black as ink. All right, man. Look, I didn't write this shit. But this is one of the more tame stories. It's not really going to scare you as much as the big one that scared Anthony I'll get around to. But here we go. Okay. Now, tall Agrippa lived close by, so tall he almost touched the sky. He had a mighty inkstand, too, in which great goose feathers grew. He called out in an angry tone, boys, leave the blackamoor alone. The blackamoor alone. For if he tries with all his might, he cannot change from black to white. But, they did not mind a bit what great Agrippa said of it, but went on laughing as before and hooting at the blackamoor. So it's about these little white kids that just kept making fun of this little black kid. All right? It's going to come around. Here, watch. It's going to come around. Here's where it gets interesting. Okay? Then great Agrippa foams with rage. Look at him on this very page. Look at how pissed off he is. Look at Agrippa. All pissed off. He seizes Arthur, seizes Ned, takes William by his little head. And they may scream and kick and call. Into the ink he dips them all. Into the inkstand 1, 2, 3, till they are black as can be. Turn over now, and you shall see. Look, there it is. This is the last shot in the book. See, there they are, and there they run. The blackamoor enjoys the fun. They've been made as black as crows, quite black all over eyes and nose, and legs and arms and heads and toes. And trousers, pinafores, and toys, these silly little inky boys, because they set up such a roar and teased the harmless blackamoor. Okay, all you racist fucks. You see what happens? You see what happens when you mess with the orphans? All right? That's what happened.
Serious outfit. How come we didn't know about the big get-together? Show them the newspaper. Wow, maybe
I can't believe you fucking know that movie. Jesus Christ. All right. And then there's stories about guns and a guy that goes out shooting a hunter and the rabbit takes his fucking shotgun and ends up killing the guy. Actually chases him into a well. And he falls into a well. The rabbit chases him. And then the guy falls into the well. And the rabbit accidentally shoots the fucking cup. Look, the cup out of the hunter's hand, and the cup falls on the nose of the little rabbit. Where's the fucking moral of that story? I don't get it. I don't get it. Well, this book, Strewelpeter, this is the one. Now, a lot of people don't know about this, but I'm gonna break down a wall here. Anthony sucked his thumb for a long time.
I did too.
All right, there you go. See, there's nothing to be ashamed
Not
of.
at all.
But Joe, there's plenty to be afraid of. You know why? Because there's a tailor man that if you suck your thumb, well, let me read you this story. One day, Mama One day Mama said, Conrad, dear, I must go out and leave you here. But mind now, Conrad, what I say, don't suck your thumb while I'm away. The great tall tailor always comes to little boys who suck their thumbs, and ere they dream about what he's about, he takes his great sharp scissors out and cuts their thumbs clean off, and then, they never grow again. All right. So I read this story to Anthony when we were little kids, and it scared the fucking shit out of him. It scared the living crap out of him.
Did he stop sucking his thumb?
Yeah. Right around that time. Right around that time.
You know how I stopped?
How?
My father shoved his cock in my mouth. So if you fucking sucking something, you're going to suck this.
All right, so look, Mama had scarcely turned her back, and the thumb was alack, was in, alack. There he is, look. The big tall scissor man came in, chopped off fucking little Johnny's thumbs.
Oh.
See the blood on the floor. And the thumbs come off. All right, well, this is the way people thought they should be teaching their kids back in 1847 Germany. That's why the motherfuckers are so cold.
I have a correction to make. So, my good friend Fred West from Wackbag.
Yeah.
Who's a fucking complete pain in the fucking balls. Yeah, Fred, fuck you, asshole.
Yeah.
I've had my fucking fill of fucking Fred also. He said Germany wasn't even a country until 1871, you douche.
Oh, it was 1874, cunt.
So I wrote back and I said, does that really matter for the bit, Fred?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, just like spelling on chat and on forum. Fred, go fuck yourself, asshole.
This guy sounds like a fucking
He's a cunt.
bore. No,
He's
a bore.
A fucking cunt.
Worse than a cunt, he sounds like a bore. It's like, you really want to destroy a bit. Well, he's not destroying anything.
Because I get pissed off and I act like a fucking person who has defending this fucking show.
When did he say it was?
1871. Let me
really?
Fred,
well, this book was for. Wait! I got something to say. I got something to say to this guy. The book was first published in German in 1844. So you know what? While it wasn't Germany, it was published in German. The German people were a people back when goddamn Gladiator, when Rome invaded the rest of Europe. They took on the Germans. Don't you remember that? That was the first battle scene. Mm-hmm. And see, because I learn everything from TV, just like Anthony. So you fucking dummy. German people were still around.
I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Fred. Go ahead, answer me.
From the UK?
Chat. Tell me. So you can't even follow instructions or remember what we told you 3 weeks ago on page 101.
I'm gonna leave this
I have
up.
180 something pages on that fucking thread.
Well, I started thinking about this book and like how me and Anthony when we were kids, this stupid fucking shit we used to do, and I'm guilty of like really damaging my brother. There was a time where we had just finished watching the movie Psycho, and I put a wig on Dawn, our sister, and I guess Anthony was 7, I was maybe 8 or 9. Dawn had to be 6 or something, 5. And I put a wig on her, and I gave her a butter knife, and Anthony was in the shower, and I said, now go in there and pull the curtain back. And it was right after we watched Psycho. So she did, and he went literally catatonic. He couldn't speak a word for a good hour and a half.
Why? Just because he saw
He was so scared. First of all, he got so scared, his legs gave out. Because I was looking, obviously. I was like peeking in the bathroom while Dawn walked in. Dawn whipped the curtain aside and did exactly as I told her. Went, and started stabbing with this butter knife. And Anthony had, and she had a wig on. And Anthony was in the shower. He had no idea this was coming. He dropped to the bottom of the shower and laid there.
It would startle anyone.
Laid there. Of course it would. Especially a fucking 7-year-old.
Yeah,
he was 6 or 7. It freaked him out. So I'm definitely partly responsible for the person he's become. I've always.
They're gonna run with that one.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. Yeah,
Fred.
I don't care. It doesn't matter,
man.
A
history lesson: Franco-Prussian War and all of that. What about the Philly-Franco War?
What?
The one that you guys.
Come on! I don't even want to. I don't even want to acknowledge these guys anymore. It's not worth it.
I love them.
Really?
The phone number. They want the phone number. Yeah, I'll type it.
The phone number? Yeah, I'll put it in. No, I'll put it up now. I could do that just like this. There it is. Go ahead, call in. I don't care. So, yeah, we started talking about what assholes kids are, and I was talking to my girlfriend about this yesterday, and she's got a 7-year-old granddaughter that comes over, and I have a 6-year-old daughter. They're best of friends, but holy shit, some of this stuff they do sometimes. I told my daughter to go up this morning and brush her teeth. So brush your teeth before you go to school. She had blueberries, they had blue teeth. That was the proof. I was like, go upstairs, brush your teeth. She goes upstairs, she comes back down, and she's got her mouth like, I said, did you brush your teeth? And she goes, yeah. So she smiles, and her teeth are still like, not quite blue, but they were like, powder blue. They were light, not blueberry blue, but light blue. So I'm like, get over here. Breathe on me. She goes, it's like trying to hold her breath. She's like, no, breathe on me. Come on. You didn't brush your teeth, did you? Then she smiles. I'm like, well, what did you do? She goes, I put toothpaste in my mouth. And rinsed out. Like, you got to brush your teeth. That's why you got 2 cavities at 7 years old.
My son's 13. He's a fucking slob. He doesn't want to brush his teeth.
Dude, kids are fucking.
He sleeps and he wakes up
and then
stay on weekends.
And then Carol tells me, don't worry about it. She goes, when I was a kid, you know what I used to do? Instead of washing my hair, this is Carol. Instead of washing my hair, I would put some shampoo on it and go like this, so it smelled like shampoo. Like, why didn't you wash your hair? Well, I didn't want to be in the shower that long. Like, wow, she's still in touch with like being a kid and doing all. When I was 7, 8, 9 years old, we used to have to kick in. Me, Anthony, and Dawn. We'd have to work around the house because my mom was busy working. My dad wasn't around, so I'd have to vacuum. Rather than actually taking the vacuum out and vacuuming, because I knew that it left a trail on the carpet, I would take a record album out of the fucking rack and drag it over the carpet so in a pattern to make it look like I fucking did. Because it would take
more work than doing the fucking.
I know. That's what I was gonna say. But these are kids.
Fucked up the album.
Kids are assholes, man. Any of you guys have any good asshole kid stories? I'd love to hear them. 267 GBA show.
Hold on.
Which is 422-7469. That's 267-422-7469. Or Cop GBA show. Huh? How's that? It's the only one I could get for free. Cop GBA show. I worked that one out for free, by the way, Joe. I'm not spending on money like easy come, easy go, Joe Patero.
I had it, they have it.
I went with it. We're not doing that.
Or hello GBA show.
What's up?
Is that Joey?
GBA show. Hello? That went out for free, by the way. So.
All right, you're listening to me. Now I'm listening to me on the phone.
Easy come, easy go, Joe Patero. I went with it.
Yeah, okay. You playing the show back, or are you listening to your fucking radio to your browser?
Turned it down.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right, what do you got? Let's hear it.
What's up, man? All right.
Am I live?
Yes, you are live. You are on the air. I am Joseph Cumia. What's going on, man?
Hi, Joe. My name is Fletcher.
Fletch!
What's up?
That's my boy!
My boy, Pie.
Joe's boy, Fletch. What brings you to the show today, sir?
Yeah. What's going on? I honestly forgot why I was calling you.
Oh, that's all right. We could just hang out and bullshit for a little while. You sound like a nice enough guy.
I'm cool.
Oh, boy. For some reason, the stupid bandwidth is cranking on me. We'll do this. That's better. Yeah, hey. Where are you from, Fletch?
From Jersey.
Oh, okay. How about them Devils? I don't know what to talk to you about. Are you a regular listener to the show?
Where are you from, bud?
He's listening to. Listen, man, this is what you got to do. You have to turn the volume down on your computer. Turn it all the way down, and talk to me like you're talking to me on the phone. I could tell. You know what? I get the callers that Anthony doesn't. that Ant doesn't pick up.
Fletcher's my buddy.
I know.
Wackbag.
I know. He sounds like a nice enough guy.
We're bros. We talk cum all the time.
Oh, there you go. That's more than bros, Joe.
Nothing?
I don't know. I'm not getting anything. All right, listen, we should move on. We should get moving on. But I'll leave the phone number up there. And Fletch, if you feel like jumping in, anytime. So, yeah, I never really got around to talking about this the Facebook complaint in detail the way I wanted to. But maybe we'll save that for another time. It was actually about this little piece right over here. This one right here. This is a Walther PPK-S. It's a 380. This is known as the James Bond gun. Finger off the trigger, Joe. That was another thing I was getting. A lot of people tell me, keep your finger off the trigger. Oh, you know what? Look, there's no clip. Not only is there no clip, but it's been cleared. It's been cleared. You visually inspect the chamber and the breech. Scared you. Visually inspect, and you make sure that there's nothing going on. This is a Walther PPK-S, and the picture that I took was a lot like this. It was just like that. And they made me take it down. I have several others. This was my first gun. This is a Browning. It's a BDM. It's a double single action. It's switchable. It's got a little flathead screwdriver takes care of that, so it could be double action or single action. It's a 9mm, kind of a knockoff of a 45, an old military 45. Balls on accurate. It's a very, very good weapon for for self-defense. And I've had this one actually about 6 years longer than my brother had his license. I had mine first. And Anthony went out and got his approximately 6 years after. It was funny because I was getting comments by people. Oh, looks like you broke into your brother's gun collection. I had my license long before Anthony. The thing about Ant is he's a personality, so he was able to go out and get his concealed carry, which is something I'm in the process of doing.
They don't give them out too easily.
No, they don't, especially these days. But I think if I can get some of my friends on Wackbag to send me some death threats, I would appreciate it. That would help. I could get my carry in no time. But then there's the old, not that I do this, but there's the old scam that a lot of people I know of used to do. Join a 24-hour range. If you join a 24-hour range, no matter where you are, no matter what time of day or night it is, you're on your way to the range. As long as it's not within the city limits.
Even if you're on the way to a rumble.
Right. Exactly. Well, it's not within city limits. Obviously, New York City's a ban. That was another thing too. This brings me on to this is the way I like this flow of consciousness thing. I started getting Google alerts for shootings. I popped in shootings. I was doing home invasion for a long time at the behest of Colin Flaherty. He said, just Google alert that and see how many you get. Well, if I took the time to bring my email up, it's like this big, a folder full of alerts having to do with home invasion. Well, shootings and robbery I put up as well. And do you know, this is going to amaze you folks, do you know that most of the shootings and robberies that we have in our country take place in the cities where it's the most difficult to acquire a concealed carry permit? Did you know that? You know why? Because then the only people that carry concealed are the fucking bad guys.
And how many of those shootings is from a licensed gun owner? I don't have the numbers, but I'm going to say probably less than 5%.
Less than none. But
not even justified shootings. Even counting them would be probably single digits out of that.
And then you go on to gun violence, and that they actually count suicides as gun violence. So It's actually and actually the percentage, from what I understand, was 61% of all fatal shootings are self-inflicted gunshot wounds.
Wow.
61%. Google it.
That's a big number.
It's a huge number, and they count that as gun violence. So, so all of you fuckers that were pissed off at this, come on. You know, keep your finger off the trigger. Don't point that gun. You might hurt your camera. What the fuck? And then I get a goddamn complaint about, and you know what? You know what else? I have one of these. And one of these come in real handy. Look, visually inspect the breach. Thank you very much. Click. These come in very handy. This is a civilian version of the M16. It's called an AR-15, which does not stand for assault rifle, as most people would think. This is a semi-automatic weapon, and it takes a .223 round, which is a little bit bigger than a .22, with a whole lot more charge behind it. And that's the round of choice for NATO. You know why?
Because doesn't go through the guy and kill the guy behind him.
Well, no, close, but no. It's not a killing round. It's a wounding round.
Why the fuck
it's a round that's made to.
Somebody in the war
if you kill someone in a war, that guy's out of commission. If you wound someone in a war, him and two guys that have to carry him off the field are out of commission.
So it's not an Obama, let's be nice to the fucking...
No. That round's been around.
Shoot him in the leg.
That's been around forever.
Okay.
That round has been...
sorry, Obama, I stand corrected.
Yeah, since the M16 back in the Vietnam days. That was the reasoning behind that type of round.
It makes sense.
As a wartime weapon. Yeah. I've fired some pretty fucking big shit. I fired M203 grenade launchers when I was in the Army, the light anti-tank weapon, and nothing thrilled me more than firing my brother's 50 caliber, the Barrett 50 caliber sniper rifle, which is just ridiculous. You fire that thing, it feels like you have the flu for about 3 seconds afterward. It's intense, man. It's intense. James Bond fired that gun, Daniel Craig. And it scared the shit out of him. It has video you'll never see. But it was fun. It was funny as hell. The guy's like, Jesus H. Christ! Oh my fucking God! What the hell's in that? He's like, you're James Bond.
That's what Fred West says whenever I spell a word wrong.
Oh, really? Jesus H. Christ, spelling that word wrong. Fred West.
And you're a writer.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, I would say we should move on. I'm ready to move.
Why don't we do you have one of the reads ready? Hydro or boobs?
I don't have anything prepared for Hydromax Bathmate. If you want to throw it on your cock, I can pump it up for you.
You know what? I have to... Frank and Pat, you're watching. You are definitely right. And Frank, our friend that is the sponsor for the HydromaxBathmate.com, I've been using the Hydromax Bathmate.
Me too.
Right?
I've been using it in the shower, yeah.
I use it. I'm telling you.
Not this one.
Not that one. I got more girth, like Pat said. I've only been using it for like a week and change or whatever, and I can't use it 7 days a week. I don't want my son seeing me coming out of the fucking bathroom holding the Hydromax. Because he saw it when I brought it home. And he watches, the clips and stuff from the show. And so he knows what the Hydromax is. So I don't want him to think that I'm in the shower.
Patented vacuum suction power. Watch. Listen to this.
There you go.
Patented. A little release on the tip.
My wife and I made love Saturday night. And I felt that my cock was thicker. Now, I'm not going to say it was longer, but I felt more girth, like Pat from Wanaki said when we had him, Frank, and Big A on. I even fucking asked her afterwards. Because I put it in a mouth and I put it in a cunt.
Oh, Jesus.
All right? And I said, don't lie to me, tell me the truth. And she agreed. That
She's a lady.
She's a lady. She's the mother of my fucking children. I can
so
say cunt
sensitive.
to her, right? I could say I put her in a cunt, but you better not.
Exactly.
And she said that it did feel there was a little more girth going
There you
on
go.
with it. So,
Hey, you know what?
Hydromax,
The proof is in the pussy.
The proof is in the pussy and her fucking mouth. HydromaxBathmate.com. Our good friend Frank. Make sure that you check out his product. Buy it. You get the if you go to Anthony's doing the offensive song contest. You put the code word Kumia and you get the free strap.
Which it's a big harness like strap on is what it is.
You can even use that with other things.
You strap it on.
Valentine's Day coming up, with 50 Shades of Grey coming out. You can maybe do some other things with that strap.
Plenty of things you could do. That's it. Little fucking
like
autoerotic asphyxiation.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing some of that fucking on Valentine's Day. We're going out eating. We're going to come home, we're going to drink.
Yeah, I like fucking better than making love.
Yeah, I love fucking.
Fucking is much better than making love,
yes.
from a guy's standpoint. Every once in a while, you got to pretend you're making love. It's like, I'm making.
There's nothing wrong with that, but they don't like when you eat their pussy. You want to kiss them. They don't want to.
You'll
do that.
never find.
You know, I want to make out a little bit. Let you taste it, honey.
There you go. Well, the way I see it, we might as well just piggyback this with Yes Boobs.
Yeah, yesboobs.com. Our good friend Sarah Ray. That is a website.
Should I bring up the site? I think I should bring it up.
A website for men that love big tits. So basically, it's for everybody except for Fred and Crippled Albino. Because they get, Fred, I think you're just a little bit of a fucking half a faggot, if you ask me. And Crippled Albino, he gets offended.
There we go, yesboobs.com.
So basically, it's for everybody. There's an uncomfortable amount of big tits and Crippled Albino. I think you're just a little bit of a fucking half a faggot. You got pictures. You can jerk off cripple yourself with it, and it's definitely something I highly recommend. I love Sarah Ray's videos, by the way.
I don't know why I'm on Google.
We're in on the inside, so we got a test fucking sign-on information.
I didn't get any of that.
I'll give it to you. Don't
All right.
about it. I'm not fucking hoarding it like a fucking last fucking toke on a joint. I'm not bogarting the
Look
fucking
at this.
joint.
Jesus Christ. This looks like me, Pat from Unaki, Fred from Brooklyn, and who else? It looks like our heads right here.
Fred from Brooklyn.
Fucking and Mikey and Mikey Cuffs. It's me, Pat, Mikey Cuffs, and Fred from Brooklyn. All four of us right over here.
But I'm telling you, man, those videos of those fucking tits, they're like oceans of tits in those videos. Just
oceans of tits.
Amazing. So make sure you go to yesboobs.com and check these lovely ladies out. We want Sarah Ray to stay as a sponsor of the Joe Kumia Show.
There you go. I agree. Yesboobs.com. We love them. All right. What the hell else did I have? I had, I know we did Strewelpeter. That one's done. Oh, speaking of boobs, this is a good one. I like this story. This is all about exploding breasts, Joe.
Exploding?
Yeah. Well, we got to get into it. As long as we're on the subject of tits, we got to talk about, talk a little bit about what it is to play around with, let's say, man-made boobies, silicone boobies. Have you ever had any?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you a fan? No, yes, no?
I'm not.
You're not?
No,
okay.
I'm not.
Well, what's the reason? Just curious.
You know what? They feel fake.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it doesn't feel real. So
that is true. I could
weird. You know,
definitely. I agree with you there. But how's this? How about on a 50-plus-year-old woman?
Well, you know what? In that case, you got to fucking defy the laws of gravity, so you go with it.
They don't sag. They never sag.
That's good.
They stay as perky as a fucking 18-year-olds. Yeah. It's amazing. We got a call?
Yeah, see,
Take
they
it.
like fake tits.
Take it. Let's go. Go ahead. You got to click me out. You got to bring it up. Hey, you're on live. Hello.
Joe, this is Doug Nelson.
Hey, Doug, what's going on, brother?
Baby.
How are you? See, we have a new phone system.
Quick gun question.
Yes, sir.
If a guy, if a guy is shot by like a simple revolver or a 6-shooter rather than an AR-15,
right?
Does that mean he wasn't assaulted?
That's very funny. I would, you know what?
Well,
Yeah, the assault rifle thing started. I mean, AR-15 started. It's like, I can't even remember the first name, man. Jeez, what the hell's wrong with you?
It's a political title.
Armalite rifle, armor something rifle, number 15. That's what it is. And a lot of people misconstrued that, and they said that AR-15 stands for assault rifle 15. It's not the case. That rifle is no more an assault rifle than a 30-06 or a 30-30 carbine. Let's say that takes a clip, and you can. That's the you know the difference. As fast as you can pull the trigger, it discharges around, as opposed to like a bolt action or a lever action. But it doesn't make it any more deadly or any more dangerous or any less deadly or dangerous as as a standard deer hunting rifle. You know, there's some deer hunting rifles that are more dangerous than the 223 round.
It's one of those things that aggravates me. It's just just think about it when you say the words assault weapon.
Right.
Now, what does a weapon do?
It assaults you.
I mean, if I stab you instead of shoot you, you're less assaulted than if I shot you with a rifle. Right? I mean, that's the kind of stupidity that that goes on day after day.
I totally get your point.
Any issue.
I totally get your point. That's very true. This little guy is very interesting. I don't know how much of a delay you're on, but this little guy is very interesting. This one I like. This is the one that I carry around my home. I keep this on me most of the time, if not all the time. And it's a little Ruger, but there's something very special about this. It's actually a 380, and for a weapon this small, it's a large caliber for a weapon this small, and Sturm Ruger out of Prescott, Arizona, and this thing is really cool because it does this. Can you see that? It's got a laser sight. It's got a laser pointer. I think that's pretty. I think. Yeah, so wherever you put the dot is where the round is going. And it makes it real easy at night. You know, if you're in a pitch black room, all you got to do is search around a little bit. You're bound to find a body. You know, if you have a break in. The thing though about home protection, and I say this to everyone that asks me anything regarding picking up a weapon for protecting the home. Is a shotgun. I mean, a shotgun is the weapon for home protection. Reason being is, first of all, racking it alone is one scary fucking sound. It's an extremely scary sound. Racking a shotgun, if someone hears that, they know what's coming next. A very loud bang, and I use double aught buck. So it keeps a nice close pattern.
Tap, rack, bang.
Yeah, there you go. It keeps a very close pattern. It doesn't spread too much. It can go pretty much from my back wall to my front door and only get maybe this wide. So that I would suggest for if you're not well versed in weaponry and you don't have a lot of experience aiming and being able to draw a bead on something with a pistol in that tight a spot. You have somebody kick your door in the middle of the night. Racking a pistol and being able to fire it accurately is, unless you're very, very well schooled with weapons, you're probably better off picking up a shotgun and saying, I'll shoot you. I'll shoot you. That's it. Now that makes people that make people run away. Make any undesirables run away. The blackamoor. It'll make the blackamoor run. The blackamoor. Well, listen, Mr. Nelson, I actually made large prints of some of your artwork, and I meant to bring it downstairs.
Oh, yeah.
I meant to bring it downstairs. You know what, Joe? Joe, you want to run real quick and get it from Carol?
Yeah.
Tell her to give you the bag from Staples.
Be right back.
It was a. You did a great job on the Andy Warhol thing. I'm an Andy Warhol fan, an old art, Andy Warhol art fan, and the thing that you did, as I look at it as a tribute to the photo that was, my profile pic on Facebook that I was forced to take down. Not forced, but did by of my own accord, just to avoid trouble.
I saw that on Twitter. I think you were talking about that. Yeah.
It's an awesome work.
I could put a flower in the barrel, and you could put it back up. Maybe that would work.
There you go. That would actually be that would be pretty hysterical. I would. Here it comes.
The glove is here.
Here it is, boys. Smell of the glove. Yeah, there you go. I like it, man. That is just a killer piece of art. I'm hanging that up in a proud place, my friend. Yeah, you got the other one too, right? Oh, that one's for you, Joe. That one's yours. I made that for Joe for Valentine's Day.
Oh, you're a fucking sweetheart.
Yeah, nice, right? The old Batman and Robin thing.
The teddy bear from whatever it was, Vermont teddy bear.
Nah, he ain't get one of those from me. My girlfriend was.
I'm seeing it now.
My girlfriend was bitching about. She was talking about the 4-foot teddy bear, something like that.
Yeah, it had a big one.
If you got me a fucking 4-foot teddy bear, I'd be pissed off. I'll take the $100. Like, all right.
It looked like the girl was like humping it in the bed in the commercial that Anthony was showing. It was like
I know.
A fucking monster.
She was kind of liking it, right?
Yeah.
I know, it was pretty goddamn funny. Well, I think we're gonna get moving. We're gonna get the exploding. We were talking about tits. That was the subject, and I was saying that even at 50 plus, I mean, at 70. While the skin surrounding those boobies might get a little wrinkly, the boobies themselves stay right where they're supposed to.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't move. I know because mine were grandfathered in. That's just how it works. They were grandfathered in. And I am a huge fan, and I'd never been before. I'd never been a big fan. But, of course, I was 20, 21 years old, and I had, girls with 21-year-old tits.
Yeah.
They don't really sag that much.
I had a stripper named Lotta Curves. Lotta Curves, they called her. She was like not as big as Yes Boobs, Sarah Ray, tits there. But it was at a club called Diamonds, and it was actually, if anyone is familiar with Lemoore in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
you have,
I remember
right?
Lemoore, yeah.
I used to live at Lemoore, right? And it changed into a titty bar. So this was sometime in the early 90s, and it was called Diamonds, I believe was the name of it. So a lot of curves.
I think I remember Diamonds as well.
It wasn't too long. It was just for a little while there. And there's actually this girl that I had fucking banged was a waitress there. I knew her from high school, and I fucked her. So a couple of years later, Diamonds opened up, and I knew her from the neighborhood, and she was fucking, serving fucking drinks and food and shit there. She wasn't naked, they would wear like the lingerie or whatever. And but it was kind of weird, like, hey, what are you doing here, type of thing. But a lot of curves had these fucking monster tits, and I had a dollar bill in my mouth, and she put the tits around. Now they were blasting the fucking music, and it was like Lemoore's was big, it was loud, had a sound system. Her tits went on my head. I swear to God, it was like I could not hear. It was complete silence. These big fucking silicone tits, and it was great. I loved it. My friends were cracking up. We had a blast. But,
she opened the tits and you spit out 4 quarters.
Yeah. That was one of my first forays. I was in my early 20s at the time. First forays. It probably messed up my mullet that I was sporting at the time.
Nice.
Too. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we used to go and we used to tour up in Middletown, New York, up around Middletown and Kingston. With the bands years ago, with Anthony, Anthony was out on the road with us, and there was a woman that had the biggest tits.
Frozen.
Chesty Morgan, really?
Oh, I know Chesty Morgan from.
Chesty Morgan should be frozen.
It's frozen right now.
Oh, that sucks. I don't know why. Everything looks good. Still streaming. Refresh your page. I don't think we're frozen. Are you still on, Mr. Nelson? Mr. Nelson's off too. Yeah, you should be fine now, right?
Now we're good. Okay.
Yeah, refresh the page.
Right.
So yeah, it sounds like Mr. Nelson hung up.
Huh?
Doug, you still there?
Yeah, no, he's off.
He's gone. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Chesty
yeah,
Morgan,
Chesty
right?
Morgan was was a regular at this place that we used to play up in Kingston, New York.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, we had a couple of rounds with her. She was very friendly, very friendly lady.
One of those.
Well, anyway,
basketball tickets.
got me thinking about an episode of 1,000 Ways to Die that I saw. Did you see the episode with the exploding tits?
No, I have never seen that one, but I've watched the program before. Yeah, it's interesting.
Well, there was an episode on 1,000 Ways to Die about a woman that kept on going back and getting bigger and bigger implants until her stateside doctor said it's dangerous to get anything bigger put in. But she was bound and determined, so she flew down to somewhere in Brazil, somewhere South America, and went to a second-rate doctor who used second-rate silicone implants and did a really bad job of implanting them. But anyway, as the plane climbed out, the decompression of the cabin was such that it wasn't the same atmosphere that you have at sea level. And her tits were so huge that when she got to a certain altitude, the fucking things exploded. Blew up. I mean, the way they showed it on this 1,000 Ways to Die was like bloody tits. Just It looked like her heart exploded out of her chest. But evidently it was true. She actually died due to having tits that were just too big. If you're gonna go, that's the way.
There's worse ways to fucking die.
Have my head between those. Imagine having your head between them when they blow up.
That would be shitty talking. I finally got her.
Titty bang bang.
Oh.
That's fucking nasty. That's what the episode was called. Titty bang bang.
Yeah, they have some really goofy fucking things. It's
That was funny. I liked that.
It's like the TMZ fucking.
I did like
style.
that show.
Goofy shit.
You know what? I think maybe we should show. That unveil the theme song that I was working on for Frank and Paul and Big A.
Fuck it, let's do it, man.
Yeah, they invaded my brother's show a couple of days ago, and was it last week? And Frank was asking Anthony about getting permission for some stuff. I forget. I don't even know what it was about. But Frank's a good guy. He's all right. But anyway, he Paul sent me a text today and asked me if I could work on something for them to get them going on their podcast. They're evidently everyone's doing podcasts. Everyone. I don't think I know. I couldn't go through three names in my head without one of those three doing some form of entertainment from home. After all, if we can do it, who can't? So I worked on something for those guys, and I'd like to show it to you if I could fucking see where it went. There we go. Okay, this is for the Frank, Paul, and Big A show. I'm going to go full screen with this because it rates full screen. Here we go, guys. This is for Frank, Paul, and Big A. Paul, I hope you like it. There you have it, folks. That's that I put together real quick. He asked me if I had anything laying around. That's pretty much what I had laying around. It just, I mean, why not? Why not? They needed something for free. I went I went the budget route. I went the budget route with them. So, I don't know, Joe. You got anything else?
No, I just definitely I just got a text for a segment we're gonna be doing coming up in a show. I'll talk to you about that later, but it's definitely gonna be interesting, and I think it's going to maybe change the Wackbag type of thing. I think we're gonna get a really something really fucking good out of it.
The Wackbag relationship?
Yes, we're gonna keep that. I can't wait to see what that is.
Wackbag, I got to tell you, man. When Wackbag first started, they were. I know, but they were like allies.
Yeah.
With me, but that was back when.
They hate everybody now. It seems like.
I know. Yeah.
I don't know. Well, whatever. You know what they say? Anthony show. During the Anthony show thing, this bit sucks. Whatever.
If I'm not a Wackbagian.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care. But
I am a Wackbagian. Actually, I'm like one of the oldest members of Wackbag. One of the longest standing members of
Wackbag.
Well, it started years ago. It started it's been going a long time. I don't think any of the originals were.
I used to be Pete Rose on there. I think I said that to you one time, and because of the Pete Rose haircut with all the retard jokes on O&A.
Right.
And I had a picture of Pete Rose wearing leopard underwear I found online, holding it back, with his hairy chest and shit. And that was my nickname was Pete Rose on it. And I posted way back then, and then I didn't even know the site was still around until not too long ago.
Do you know how
Wackbag?
Wackbag?
I found it again because I love it.
Do you know how Wackbag got its name?
What, like the dice thing, whacking your bag?
Right,
yeah.
But I remember the show that Dice did in New York. That was like the catalyst for Wackbag started because Wackbag wasn't around.
Yeah.
Until after the show that Dice did with Anthony and Ope at the Beacon.
Oh, okay.
It was at the Beacon Theater. And he got out there and he went, Wackbag, Wackbag. He did he said it like 3 or 4 times. It was in the context of a bit. It's a great name
for a site, for an O&A site.
It was in the context of a bit. And a couple of days later, it was a site up, yellow and black, Wackbag. There it was. I think that was kind of like where everyone jumped to after opieanthony.com went down.
Well,
Freud.
They have the instant feedback on that.
Matt, a guy named Matt, they used to go by the name of Freud on the board. But he was he was he was like the guy that owned that board. And everyone kind of, defected from that board and went over to Wackbag when they started it up. And that's where it's been since, kind of grown, and then the popularity waned a bit. Then it picked up, and it's always like this. I never really.
What? I have faith, and I'm going to work on this tomorrow. This person and I are going to be in contact.
I don't know how much they hate. They hate us anymore. Hate me. They were really hating for a while. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? Whatever.
Haven't heard much.
That's fine.
I guess maybe they know we're here to stay no matter what.
We are here to stay.
Yeah.
Much to the chagrin of the Wackbag.
Much to the chagrin. I got to set up for the outro.
Yes. Make sure
and
you check out our sponsors,
we're not done.
And Hydromax.
And we are not quite done yet because we have I have another little thing that I put together. I put it up on YouTube. I'm getting
definitely.
I'm getting into. I'm really starting to get into these. These mashups, and I thought if I applied them to movies, it would kind of be a cool thing. It would be a cool thing to do, Kind of figured it would be a neat thing to do. So I put it together. Didn't take me that long. Kind of looks a little cheesy, but the content is pretty cool. I'm just looking for something to go out with here. And when's Silicone coming back on board? I used to like those guys.
He said the spring, yeah. He's still on with the banner. Me and him are going to figure out when he wants to get back on the commercial also.
Oh, okay. And we're and we have a new sponsor to announce when? Next week?
Next week. Cat out of the fucking bag next week.
That'll be cool. Look forward to that. Yeah, there we go. And here I will bring up, I got to bring up the desktop again. Make this happen.
We now return control of your television set.
Engineering is a big pain in the ass, by the way. I really like the idea of pre-recording shows, but if people want to hear it live, we'll give it to them live. I don't care.
They like it live.
Either way.
No scumbags.
If we got to do it, we got to do it. Maybe we'll do like a live segment and then a tape segment. I like doing production bits. Yeah. It's fun.
Nothing wrong with.
I'm actually doing a lot of production now for a very popular Spike TV show that will be going back on for their third season. It's a show called Catch a Contractor, and the principals,
Skip and
Allison Bedell, they're our friends, and they've recruited me to mess around with a podcast type thing. So we'll be
another podcast.
Another podcast, yeah. That I'll be producing. This one I'll just be producing though. I mean, every once in a while my voice pops up, but not crazy. Don't do a lot of it. This was a movie mashup, I like to call it, and this was something that I did out of sheer boredom. There we go. Might give you a chuckle. I don't know.
Holy shit. You see that fucking head come apart, man? Never seen brains like that before. Let's do this whole fucking village!
Thank you. Thank you very much. Look at this. I'm in the credits with Al Pacino, Sterling Hayden, special guest star Joe Cumia as Bunny. Thank you very much. It's been fun. It's been real, folks. And we will see you next week right here on the Joe Cumia Guilty by Association show with your co-host. Here he is, Joe Pietaro. Give it up, folks. Thank you very much.
Same cum time, same cum channel.
See you soon.
Bye, Fred.
There is nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission. We will control the horizontal. We will control the vertical. We can change the focus to a soft blur or sharpen it to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to...
Check it out, yo. If any woman comes around trying to test me, if any woman comes around trying to test me, if any woman comes around trying to test me, if any woman comes around trying to test me. If
until next week at this same time, when the control voice will take you to